Welcome to LI on the Rise. It's all about people who are chasing their dreams, chasing success, and people who are on the rise. If you are not subscribed to the channel, make sure to do so. And for those who are subscribed to the channel, thank you for supporting the talent we got out here. As always, I'm C. Matteo.
And it is your boy Al Shep.
And today we are here with an artist who's really passionate, and his music will definitely make you think about your life. Please introduce yourself to the people.
What's up, everybody? My name is Prophet, and I grew up in Lindenhurst, New York. Yeah, that's
right on. Yeah, that's it.
And you make sick raps, man.
I appreciate it, man. I try.
Spitting bars. Fun fact: the three amigos from Lindenhurst, we all went to Lindenhurst.
Yes,
that's
yes.
You know, it just works out that way. Never met them,
yeah.
But it all works out. Lindenhurst gang in the building.
Shout out.
Fucking shout out. Sitting across, I see a businessman looking at me, more or less. And, you know, I always ask people that are in the hip-hop game, you know, their feeling on image and their personal appearance. Like, you know, these new guys that are like goofball-looking people. Yeah. And I see you rap, you got a suit on, you know.
Right.
So what type of image are you trying to portray with, you know, your look and the suit and everything?
Yeah, I think it kind of stems from, you know, I'm a big fan of period pieces, like period TV shows, movies. I really like that, like, old time fashion and stuff like that. And you know, it kind of started with that, and then I started wearing the suit on stage. I'm like really inspired by like Mad Men and like Boardwalk Empire, like that. I'm just like a huge fan of those, you know, that kind of style. So I started kind of just like looking for a way to like wear that clothing, you know. And I also I work, like, my day job is business job, so that helps. But like I was able to kind of start wearing it on stage, like the fedoras and the suits, and it kind of just started to become my thing. So now, like, I'm pretty much it's kind of become my uniform, my kind of, you know, my superhero costume, whatever, you know, like when I go up on stage, like that's kind of my look.
Now, how do you feel about these, like, people that are these neon hair, like, you know, jumping around like clowns? How do you feel? Because you seem to be a complete 180 from that. So how do you feel the people that try to do it that way?
I mean, I definitely wouldn't come on here and, like, you know, for me, I mean, you know, to each his own, but I wouldn't come on here and trash anybody that's, you know, making a lot of money and they're successful. I'm not a fan of it. You know, I mean, I would say the majority of those rappers, like, I wouldn't even really call them MCs, a lot of them, but I'm not really a fan of it. But, you know, it's a different generation. Like, I'm 27 now, so like I'm starting to realize, like, maybe I'm not so connected to it like the way I was. Like, I don't really understand it, I'll say that. You know, I don't know about you guys, but
I don't get it either.
I don't really get it, but it seems like a lot of the kids are into it. So I'm not gonna come on here and trash them. I mean, it's not my thing. I mean, I have tattoos. You know, they're not visible while I'm wearing the suit. I don't have any face tattoos or anything like that, but I don't know. I think the seriousness in hip hop needs to come back a little bit. Not that it, obviously everybody jokes around. I mean, even Eminem was like funny. You know, there's a lot of rappers that are funny, but I just think I just don't understand the whole face tattoo trap scene, like that whole kind of scene. But
yeah, it's a little
to each
much.
his own, man. You know.
No, I feel you right on.
To each his own.
So is that really your thoughts on, like, because, like, looking at these rappers, like, we got like Cardi B and Blueface and Lil Xan, and like
these are what people call rappers too. That's crazy.
You know, it's like there's a big difference of like a rapper and an entertainer. And
well, that's the other thing. I think that's like the line. The line is kind of like the line between rapper and entertainer now. It's like becoming closer and closer, because you do have like some of the people you mentioned, like I think Cardi B, while, you know, everybody has the thing with her, like, where she doesn't write her own raps, but she's obviously an entertainer. She's very successful. She's got the personality. She does make dope tracks, you know what I mean? So it's like, she's a great entertainer. I mean, can you say that, you know, can you put her up there with the rappers who wrote all their own rhymes? I mean, that's not for me to say, but you know, I think obviously a lot of people who are fans of old school hip hop music are probably going to say, like, you know, MCs that don't write their rhymes. But, you know, even somebody like Drake, like, I like Drake a lot, and there's been these rumors that he doesn't write. I mean, I think he writes a lot of his own stuff, but that he got help and that he's not a real MC because of it. I don't really believe that. I think he's a great entertainer. And I'm a fan of him, but it's kind of like, it's all up to interpretation. I think it's, you know, it's just music, and I think as we move on, I think it's harder to kind of hold on to that, like, if you're not writing 100%, just because of the way the industry is now, you know. It's difficult. It's difficult to hold on to that kind of, that era, you know.
Some days, man, I want to go for it. Other days I'm sitting thinking music is a pro sport. Making it was folklore now that I know more. But the dream will never die, all I can hope for. This is Novocaine to the pain, trapped in the frame. Bruce Wayne in my lane and I'm back again. Cocaine to the wolf, surge to the brain. No shame when I failed, or we're not the same.
Cause every time I put my gloves up, I'm knocked down. That's where they wanna see you stay when you drop down. But I ain't gonna give the crowd what they want now.
One of my favorite songs that you did, The Revenant. You did it with the feature is Dice, a good friend of the show, man. That's
definitely
shout out Dice.
That's a good guy to have featured on a track.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, and I gotta say, big shout out to him, because that song without him on it, I'll just put it out there, like, that song would not have been what it is without him. He should get a lot of credit for that track, because I came to him with, like, basically the verses were done, and he's a friend of mine from a while back. We started doing music, like, I want to say like 2011 or 2012. Like, we had done music together. I knew of him from you know, I think he was from West Babylon, I'm not sure, but I knew of him from the area. So then, you know, flash forward to when I was working on that track, I couldn't come up with a hook for anything. And I had this beat and I had this idea, and you know, I hit him up and he knocked it out of the park. Like, once I heard it with the hook, I'm like now we got something, you know. And it's definitely, I feel like, amongst, like, the supporters, like, it's a big favorite, you know, like a fan favorite, and it's one of the best to perform live. It's kind of a very amped up vibe. That's a fun one to perform. But yeah, shout out to Dice.
Yeah,
man.
Big shout out, man. That guy, he's a very talented individual.
Oh, very, very.
Phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I just want to take a little piece from that song. I'm just going to read it. Excuse my third grade reading level, everybody.
Go for it.
But you say, some days, man, I want to go for it. Other days I'm sitting thinking music is a pro sport. Making it was folklore. Now that I know more, but now the dream will never die. All I could hope for. You know, I got to ask, what keeps you chasing your dreams?
I mean, we were talking about a little bit off camera. Like, it kind of varies, I guess, depending on the day. One of the things is, like, I do really love making music. Like, the idea of, like, writing a song from scratch, you know, coming up with an idea and, you know, putting it down on a record. But also, like, people that are you know, such huge supporters, like people like Brandon and
shout out to him, man.
Shout out Brandon.
Brandon
Shout out
rocks,
to Brandon.
man.
Brandon rocks.
Yo, we see you.
Definitely, man. And my family has always been very, very supportive. You know, my fiance Cynthia, her daughter Macy was actually just at the show, which that was really cool at the last show I did. And you know, my parents, my brother actually. He produced Lonely Man on the last album, and he produced my whole my first album. So and he was my my DJ for a while. So my brother's been very supportive. Like having people, I think, around you that support what you do, and also obviously having like outside, fans, whether it's, even if it's just, 2 or 5 people, like if somebody hits you up and says like, oh, this song got me through a rough time, or this is my vibe right now, whatever, I think that's a big thing. So definitely, I think I love to make music, but definitely, it motivates me, the support, and hopefully the music will grow and more people will hear it. That's the hope. So.
Oh yeah, I love it, man. I especially love that line too. That little clip that I took out. I love it because it's super relatable to, like, for people chasing music. For me, the whole folklore sports thing that like got me, because I'm a big sports guy. I'm like, oh wow, that's what made me stop it actually and redo it and listen. I'm like, wow, this guy's spitting some truth right here. This is awesome.
I appreciate it, man. I'm into sports too.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'm trying to do more, is like try and make my stuff more relatable, because I think one of the things that I don't want to say messed up, but one of the things that kind of threw me off a little bit early on with my music was just writing about myself and writing stuff that was like so specific that like really only a small group of people would relate. But I'm trying to do that more, where make music that's it's cool that you caught that and you were able to connect. Try and make things that more people can connect to. So that's dope.
Waiting so long just to find my way. I've been waiting so long for my songs to play. So I'ma drink this bottle down till the pain go away. But I'ma overcome it all, and it starts today.
I got a little bit of a fun thing here for you, but
okay.
I being your hip hop artist, you do rap and whatnot.
Yeah, definitely.
What are the 3 ingredients to making the perfect rapper, in your opinion? And a little explanation on each ingredient.
I think it's gotta start with the pen game. If I had to say off the top, I'd say your pen game. Whether you don't have to be the most lyrical. I tend to, a lot of the artists that I'm a fan of are definitely lyrical over the years, but I think have a good pen game, whether it's like a wittiness,
just some sort of writing skills.
Yeah.
You mentioned there's a couple artists that you're into with like the lyrics and everything. Can you mention them real quick?
Like new artists or just over the years?
Both really. If you want to just...
Well, I'll start with new artists because there's lesser of them.
Yeah.
I like. We mentioned Russ. I like Russ. I like Greaves. I don't know if you guys have heard of him.
Familiar.
I like Greaves.
Really underground.
He's he's on Rhymesayers. He's signed to Atmosphere. I don't know if you know Slug from Atmosphere. He's signed with him. I like NF is pretty dope. He's a newer guy. So I'll leave it with those 3, and then the guy that got me into hip hop was Eminem. I've always been a fan of everything he's done.
What were your thoughts on the MGK Eminem beef?
I'm a fan of both of them. I like. It was kind of a weird thing for me because I'm more of a fan of Eminem, but I thought MGK. He held his own. I was very surprised. I thought it because when I first saw it, I'm scrolling through, and I'm like, oh no, like
rest in peace.
Yeah. But then I listened to it, and me and my brother, me and my fiance, we were talking about it, and then me and my brother were talking about it, and we're like, damn, he actually did a pretty good job, I thought Eminem came back and got him. If you get dissed by Eminem, you made it. And he's a talented dude. Neither of them, the whole thing about like everybody saying both, like either one of their careers is over. I think they're both gonna be fine.
They both made a lot of money off of that.
Yeah, exactly. But that was cool. That was a cool kind of thing. You know,
Kind of brought it back to hip hop again, like the original.
It's exciting again, man.
Yeah,
like let's have a little more competition. Even I don't know if you guys heard. Did you guys hear the Yellow Wolf track where he was dissing a couple guys?
No, I haven't.
He did one recently, and then you had like Joyner Lucas and Tory Lanez did a battle recently.
Yeah.
And guys, it seemed like they're actually being like competitive without like, it's not like, oh, I'm gonna fight you. It's more like
skill.
skill level, which is how it always was.
Well, yeah.
And that's what we need, because the beefs make better quality artists.
Let's have some bars.
Bring
you know?
like that. Like it's almost like, you know, when the Wu-Tang Clan had a problem with Biggie, and Biggie had a problem with the Wu-Tang Clan. It's like legendary group, legendary rapper. It's like Eminem versus MGK, legend versus guy who's trying to make himself a legend. You know what I mean? So it's like it was kind of cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? In a sense,
he came out swinging too.
Yeah.
I mean, against a guy that everyone pretty much is afraid
Nobody
of.
disses
you know?
Eminem.
I mean,
if you diss Eminem, it's like, nice job, idiot. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, definitely. I hope we see it a little more, you know, like the competitiveness. You know, I don't want to see anybody get hurt, obviously.
No, yeah, it's the lyric.
That's corny,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the lyrical part of it,
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
the competition.
So, first ingredient, penmanship. We just kind of fucking, you know what I mean? That's perfect, though.
Next ingredient for me would be, I guess, melody. Because a lot of my favorite rappers are melodic. Like 50 Cent and he's not the most lyrical, but he had such a voice and such a presence and such great melody to his voice and his hooks. And I'm a big like hook guy. Like not. I like obviously the lyrics too.
Yeah,
I like the lyricism, but
good hooks rounds the song out.
Yeah, and not like good hooks like let me repeat the same thing. Yeah. Like you know, like some of the classic you know, hooks from over the years. None of them are coming to mind, but so I would say melody.
Bring the ruckus, bring the motherfucking ruckus.
Yeah, there you go. And then the last one I would say, especially nowadays, is the look. Because, you know, I don't think that was always the case. You know, I feel like back in the day, more like images changed in hip hop over the years. Obviously, nowadays, it's more of a flashy kind of genre. You know, with the guys doing like the tie-dye hair, or even guys like, you know, Drake or G-Eazy, like guys that are more clean-cut looking. And I would say, you got to have a certain type of distinctive look. And not all of my favorite rappers do, but I think to get on nowadays, you have to have something that people are going to like you guys were saying off camera, something to differentiate you. Unfortunately, people aren't just going to click on your song now to hear how great of a song you wrote. It's got to have something that's like, oh, why does that guy look like that, or why is he doing that, or why, you know, like, I don't know.
No, I feel
Something
exactly
like
what you're
that.
saying, man.
Let's lay down on the grass and stare at the stars. Talk for hours as we drive around in the car. I wanna do everything we can on this earth. Give me your hand, I'll treat you how you deserve. Let's get on this plane, we'll travel so far. Take a walk and get a drink at the bar. I wanna do everything we can on this earth. Give me your hand, I'll treat you how you deserve.
We've reached this little segment I like to call the Core Four, and it's the 4 questions I feel like every rapper needs to have the answer to ready at all times.
Okay.
So, you ready for the Core Four?
I hope so.
All right.
I hope I'm not
All
have
right.
any hitches, man.
Let's get it ready.
All right, let's do it, man.
So, starting out of the gate pretty hot here. Top 5.
Oh, man. All right. No order.
Okay.
Eminem, Tupac. Oh, man. Eminem, Tupac. Nas, Jay-Z, LL Cool J.
Word, right on.
I usually, I'll say this before you go on to.
Yeah.
It took me a minute because I feel like I have so many. I have like my rappers that I feel like should be in the top 5, and then I have my like personal.
Was that your
top 5.
personal top 5?
Yeah, my personal top 5. I mean, obviously there's certain rappers that I'm definitely leaving out. I feel like we could do a top 20. I mean, you could put Method Man and Redman.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Rakim and even some of Joe Budden's stuff really influenced me a lot. There's so many rappers, but I'll leave it at that.
I can dig it, man. That's a fucking sweet and original top 5. I appreciate that one wholeheartedly. Now, Biggie or Pac?
Tupac, because I connected more to his music. He made very emotional music. I love Biggie's music, especially like, he made a lot of great party music, and he also, I mean, not just his part, but he has a lot of hits, and he's from New York, so it's kind of weird probably that I would say Tupac, but my older brother, Mark, Labrat, shout out Labrat, he was a huge, I mean, he's kind of who got me into hip-hop. He is who got me into hip-hop, really. He was a big Tupac guy. He's big into Biggie, too, but Tupac was his guy. So from a very young age, I kind of grew up listening to him. And especially as I've gotten older, I've grown to really love his music. And I like the more thoughtful stuff that he did. I mean, I like the real gangsta stuff that he did, too, like the All Eyes on Me album. But I feel like Me Against the World and what was it, Tupacalypse Now, like those albums, like I feel like as far as like, Keep Your Head Up and Brenda's Got a Baby and like these songs that were like so thoughtful, he was so ahead of his time. So Tupac, but love Biggie too.
Awesome. So greatest rap group of all time?
Favorite or greatest?
Give me one of each.
I'm going to say my favorite is Mobb Deep.
Okay.
Because
Rest in peace, Prodigy.
Rest in peace, Prodigy. I feel like that time period, like 95, that New York thing, it'll just never be replicated. And that, that sound, Shook Ones. And
everybody knows To All My Killers and $100 bills.
Yeah,
everybody knows that.
Yeah,
like.
Man. I'm gonna say Mobb Deep, but Wu-Tang, I think, is the greatest rap group of all time. Just because of how many classic solo albums, how many classic group albums. They have some of the greatest rappers of all time,
for sure,
in their crew.
100%. Yeah. Who's the GOAT? The greatest of all time.
I mean, for me, as far, like, I think Eminem is the greatest, just as far as, like, I don't think there's another pure rapper. There's probably, like, I feel like Jay-Z probably has more hits. I feel like it's between Jay-Z and Eminem for me. Nas might be in the equation, too, but I feel like those two guys... And I know, like, they're both, like, very mainstream artists. Like, there's probably other rappers that are lesser known that, of course, can be mentioned. But I think Eminem, as far as he has it all, like, where I feel like he was a battle MC. He writes good music. He has catchy songs. He has hits. He had the full package. Although I think Eminem is a combination of a lot of other guys that came before him, Big Daddy Kane, Redman. So it's like you have to kind of mention, if he's the GOAT, you have to give them like the biggest tip of your cap because, you can hear it in his music. I just think that he elevated everything to another level for me. I mean, I may get flack for that.
No. This is what did I read? He's the only guy with 2 diamond albums or something like that. 10 million albums sold. The only person that has 2 of them. Yo, but you killed the core 4, man. Those are all great answers.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't get too elaborate.
No, that was perfect.
Dude, it was perfect. Yo, you were very respectful of all these artists, man. We were talking about the new wave. I know it's not your cup of tea, and you didn't shit on them at all. You mentioned Eminem's the GOAT, but then you thought of the artists that inspired Eminem. Like,
Very
yo,
thoughtful individual.
Yeah, man.
If anybody gets
yeah.
anything out of this is a thoughtful guy. He thinks about his album. He thinks about everybody. It's a thoughtful dude.
Thanks, guys. I
absolutely,
appreciate that
yeah.
a lot.
No,
Hell
for
yeah.
sure. It noticed it right away. So that's awesome, man.
Life happened, fell in love, man, that feeling was strong. Then boom, just like that, all of that was gone. The darkness would prolong, hate it was so strong. Dig it, but no songs, writer's block, it would go on till the voices in my head started coming around. A self-reflection anthem, yeah, I heard it so loud.
When it comes to your following, when it comes to your fans, is there anything that you want to let them know about you that maybe they couldn't figure out, like first meeting you or looking at your social media? Is there anything that
Or we didn't touch on?
Yeah, or we didn't speak on?
I'm like I'm a pretty quiet guy. Like I guess I'm a fairly shy, like when I don't know people. So that, I hope that never comes off with people that like I don't want to talk to them, or that I'm like boring, or like that I'm just like full of myself. Yeah. I'm just kind of I tend to be more, I kind of stay to myself. I mean, you know, when I feel comfortable, like with you guys, I feel comfortable with you guys. You know, I was a little nervous when this first started, but even though artists are, you know, we're entertainers, that doesn't mean that we're not shy people. So like, yeah, I go up on stage, you know, and I perform, but when I feel up there, like I feel powerful, and I feel like I'm, you know, doing what I'm supposed to be doing. But like when I come off stage, I'm just a regular guy. And if anybody like is a fan of me and you come up to me at a show, I'll always, you know, give you the time of day. And yeah, I that's one thing, is like I feel like, you know, I'm not the most outgoing guy, so that can kind of hurt me in some ways as like a guy who's supposed to be selling myself all the time as like an artist. But yeah. If anybody's a fan and you know and you come up to me at a show, definitely come say what's up.
Yeah, guys, say hi. Say
Cool
what's up,
fucking
man.
dude, man.
Yeah. Yo, it's been awesome getting to know you, man. And you've been really open and honest with us.
Appreciate it. It's been great hanging out with you guys, getting to know you guys. I knew you know, a little bit already, but it was great to meet Alan, and this show is awesome. I just want to say to anybody who's watching, keep checking this show out. You guys, yeah, I'm not just saying that. I'm not trying to, you know, butter you guys up, but no, seriously, because there's so many Long Island artists trying to do it out here, and a lot of people don't care. And you guys obviously care. You're taking the time out of your day, you know, to sit with me and to sit with all these other people. So yeah, thanks a lot.
We
for
appreciate
having
Thank you,
me.
man.
Thank
we
you so
appreciate
much.
you coming out.
Definitely.
Now, when I listen to your music, I feel something from it, man. It's really moving. What are your plans for the future going forward?
I'm working on new stuff. I have a couple songs that I'm working on right now. I plan to get in the studio. I shout out to No Mystery Studios.
Shout out.
Chris Conway. He's a great engineer. I plan to get back into No Mystery probably in a month or two, and I'm hoping to have a couple songs to release by early summertime. And I've been in touch with Dice and with Froman as far as music video stuff goes. I've been in touch with my buddy Steve, who does my photos. Shout out to Steve too.
Shout out Steve.
He does all the album artwork and also like the Photoshop and all of that. He's a very talented photographer, also a big like noir period piece kind of guy.
Right
so we click real. So yeah, I've been in touch with those guys as far as like amping up the promo for the Lighthouse. So you can look forward to hopefully some music videos and new music coming within the next couple of months.
Very nice.
Man.
So,
Sounds like
yeah.
you're making a lot of moves. You got a lot of plans.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying to push it forward as much as I can.
Where can people follow you on your journey?
I'm on all the streaming sites. On SoundCloud, it's Prophet_NYC. On all the other streaming services, it is just Prophet NYC. If you search that, it'll come up. And then on social media, mainly Instagram, Prophet NYC, PROPHET NYC. I'm on Facebook too, but I'm on Instagram more
Seems
nowadays.
to be the wave, yeah.
Yeah, as far as artists, it's a little easier. I feel like for people to, because Facebook got kind of cluttered now.
Videos, memes, all that nonsense, yeah.
But yeah, Prophet NYC pretty much everywhere. So if you want to check
Check
it
them
out.
the fuck out,
Check
man.
them out, people.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for coming out and joining us.
Thank you very
man.
much,
You're
man.
really cool, dude.
Thanks so
Appreciate
much,
it.
guys. I
Yeah.
really
Appreciate it.
appreciate it.
Good
Appreciate
stuff.
it.
Thanks so much.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you for watching this episode of LI on the Rise.
Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button.
And comment who you would like to see next.